We all dream of having more time in our day, don't we? But unfortunately, that is not possible. We all have same number of hours every day. We are constantly bombarded with distractions and demand on our time, making it hard to stay productive. And in today's fast-paced and ever-changing world, it's more important than ever to be productive. Personal productivity is one of the most important skills for success for almost everyone. Be it an entrepreneur, content creator, influencer, student, or anyone else. And in this episode of Living Extraordinary podcast, we will discuss how to increase your productivity by 10x. Yes, we will talk about what productivity really is and why it is so important for your long-term success. We will also discuss some of the productivity strategies that you can use to make the most of your time. So let's get started with this personal productivity episode. Hi, I'm Shirish Gupta, and I empower people to hack their success, rise above the challenges, and confidently create an extraordinary life they deserve. The first question comes, what is exactly personal productivity? Well, for me, personal productivity is accomplishing tasks effectively that bring me closer to my goals or long-term vision, while making sure of maintaining balance across key areas of my life. Being productive is not just about getting the work done. It's about taking care of my well-being, my hobbies, my relationships, and other things that hold deep value in my life. In general, productivity is the ability to get things done effectively and efficiently. It is about making the most of your time and using your time in a productive way. And as I said earlier, productivity is not just about getting things done. It is also about doing the right things and achieving your goals while keeping you happy and excited for everyday life. But why productivity is one of the most important skills for success? So I believe productivity is one of the most important skills for success in this modern world because it allows you to get the most out of your time. Productivity enables you to achieve your goals and objectives, and it helps you to stay organized and focused. Very important. Now, productivity also has many benefits. Some of the key benefits of being productive includes increased work efficiency, improved work-life balance, super important. More time for leisure activities or your family as well. Improved mental clarity and focus, better decision making, and being happy, and many, many more. Now, with all those benefits, why it is so hard to be productive in the modern world? The modern world is full of distractions. We are constantly bombarded with notifications, emails, and social media. And it can be hard to stay focused on what is very important when there are so many things vying for our attention. And in addition, the modern world is very fast-paced. There is always something new to learn, and there's always something new that needs to be done. This can make it difficult to stay productive, as we can feel like we are always playing the catch-up game. Now, according to me, here are some of the most common issues that people face and result in non-productivity. Okay, first one, your app notifications. Now, this is a big one. App notifications will lead to distractions and will break your concentration. It is important to manage these notifications and only allow the ones that are absolutely necessary. And if you don't do that, you're just being slave to your phone. And emails can be another big productivity killer. It is easy to get caught up in responding to emails that are not urgent and end up wasting hours of your day. So I have turned off all my notifications. Yes, and there's a big reason to do so. As per a research, one app notification produces the same amount of cortisol as when we see a tiger. Yes, that is insane. Your app notification can produce more stress hormones in our body. So please switch off your notifications as I did. Now, next distraction is social media. Social media can be a great way to connect with friends and family, but can also be a major distraction and drain on productivity. Well, it is easy to get lost scrolling through your feed and looking at other people's life. This can lead to feelings of envy and comparison as well. Now, it is important to limit your social media usage so that it does not interfere with your productivity. Ultimately, social media is a tool. Use it wisely. Now, another productivity killer is overthinking. When you are overthinking, you are not giving your full attention to the task at hand. You are letting your thoughts wander, and this can lead to a lot of distractions. You may also start to doubt yourself, and this will prevent you from being productive. Additionally, overthinking can cause stress and anxiety, which will also hinder your productivity. So it is important to learn how to control your thoughts and stay focused on the task at hand. Now, next one is overplanning. Oh man, I used to do this a lot. And I've realized that when you are trying to pay attention to your work, the last thing you want to do is get sidetracked by thinking about all the other things you have to do. But that's exactly what can happen when you spend too much time planning and analyzing. You can end up spending more time thinking about your to-do list than actually doing things actually. And I was there for a long time. Like I would plan and then I would replan and I would replan and replan. And there were days where I just did this without actual work, just planning. So don't overplan, just do it. Now, after understanding these common causes, let's answer the million-dollar question. How to improve your personal productivity? So I have dabbled a lot in personal productivity from past 3 to 4 years. I have tried many different things, systems, apps, and whatnot. And after all these years, here are the top 10 tips to increase your daily productivity by 10x. And it works very well. Number one, and most important, is setting priorities. Yeah, we all have the same 24 hours every day. The key to being productive doesn't necessarily lie in working longer hours. It's about working smarter. So having clarity of goals and setting the right priorities is most essential for increasing productivity. When you know what your goals are, you can focus your energy on achieving them actually. And when you set your priorities, you can ensure that the most important tasks are completed first. So having a clarity of what you must do is really important. Now, next is to make a schedule and follow it. Now, you have to still make a schedule. It seems like a no-brainer, but it's amazing how many people try to wing it when it comes to their work-life balance. In my initial years, I was not a person who would do things as per the schedule. But I have learned that by creating a schedule, you force yourself to be more mindful and how you are spending your time. And when you're more mindful of how you're spending your time, you can start making adjustments to increase your productivity. Now, let me give you an example. So for example, if you know you have a tendency to waste half an hour browsing the internet first thing in the morning, you can make a goal to get started on work as soon as you sit down at your desk. Or if you find yourself getting bogged down with emails throughout the day, you can schedule some time in the evening to clear out your inbox. Now, small tweaks like these can make a big difference in your productivity levels. So, create a schedule and make it your new best friend, as I did. Now, next learning was a big one. Quit multitasking. Oh boy, this is surely a big one. Do you know multitasking can reduce your productivity levels by as much as 40%? Yeah. When you're trying to do two things at once, your brain is actually working against itself. The more you try to focus on multiple tasks, the less efficient you become at completing any of them. So if you want to be more productive, one of the best things you can do is quit multitasking and start focusing on one task at a time. This is the only way to get things done. In fact, there is no such thing as multitasking. Yeah, I've been trying to say this for a long time. There's no such thing as multitasking. And don't try to think you can, or don't even boast about the fact, oh yeah, I can do multitasking. No, you can't. In fact, nobody can't. Focus on one thing at one time. Now, the next tip for boosting your productivity is managing your emotions. This is probably one of the biggest learning. To be more productive, you have to manage your emotions. Your emotions can have a big impact on your productivity. If you're feeling stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, it will be harder to focus on tasks at hand and get things done. That's why it's important to learn how to manage your emotions. Now, there are a few simple techniques you can use to keep your emotions from getting in the way of your productivity. One of these techniques is to take a break. Yeah. If you start to feel overwhelmed, take a few minutes to step away from the task and relax. You can also try meditation or deep breathing exercises to calm down and refocus. But one technique that always worked for me is to work out of office. Like when I don't feel like working, I move out of my office or my home office and work out of a cafe or a co-working space or even a business lounge of a hotel. Anything that works for you. Now, changing your environment and working from high energy places like cafe or co-working places immediately puts you in a productive mindset. And you can get things done very easily. In fact, I wrote the script of this very video from a cafe. And I actually wrote it in just under an hour, which would normally take me 3 to 4 hours in my regular office settings. Yeah. So yes, managing your emotions is super important for your productivity. And then whenever you find yourself with unproductive emotions, change your environment and work from more lively place. Okay. Now the next one is to learn how to say no. Yeah. I have come to realize that learning how to say no is a superpower. Now I know it can be tempting to say yes to everything, but that's not always the best idea. And I used to do this all the time. And when you take on too much, it's easy to get overwhelmed and bogged down. That's why it's important to learn how to say no. And in fact, I've covered this in my another video, which is how to overcome overwhelm. Saying no doesn't mean you are a bad person. It just means that you are prioritizing your time and energy. And that's a good thing. If you want to be more productive, start by saying no to the things that aren't important. That way, you can focus your attention on tasks that are important for you. Okay, the next one. Consume brain foods. Another one of the most important productivity tips is consuming brain foods. And no, I don't mean that you should eat other people's brain. Well, although that would probably make us more productive, but it's not actually ethical. I'm talking about foods that contain nutrients that are essential for brain function. Foods like salmon, blueberries, avocados are all packed with the nutrients our brain need to function at their best. So next time you're looking for a productivity boost, reach out to one of these brain foods and see how it helps you get things done. Okay, next tip is to rise early. Waking up early and starting your work early can increase your all-day productivity. It's one of the most important productivity tips. When you wake up early, you have more time to get things done. And when you get things done early, you're less likely to feel stressed and overwhelmed later in the day. Of course, not everyone is a morning person. I get it. If you are not a morning person, that's okay. You don't have to wake up at a crank of a dawn to be productive. But if you can, try to get started on your work a little earlier than usual. Even just 30 minutes can make a big difference. So try to rise early. Next is to get the right productivity tools. Okay. Getting the right productivity tools can help you increasing your productivity. It can skyrocket your productivity. There are a lot of productivity tools available, but which ones are the best? It depends on your needs and preferences. Now, I have attached a link with all my productivity tools, which you can actually subscribe. Some people prefer to use simple productivity tools like to-do lists and calendar apps. Others like to use more complex productivity tools like track their time, workflows, and progress. I use a few tools like Todoist app to manage my daily tasks. I use Notion a lot to keep track of my work. Apple Notes to note down my ideas and other similar things. In fact, I'm in the middle of creating another video on my productivity system where I will detail my entire productivity system for you. So yeah, hit the bell icon so that you are notified for the next videos. And the biggest one, get the right support. Getting support from right people can increase your productivity. If you're feeling stuck, talk to a friend or a family member who can help you brainstorm ideas. Or if you need some accountability, find a productivity buddy who can help you stay on track. What worked for me is to have a mentor. Well, I can't tell you how smooth it is to have a mentor and talk to him whenever you are stuck or unsure. Nothing kills your productivity more than being unsure, undecisive about things. That's where a mentor can help you actually. So have a few people in your life who can support you in your journey of creating and living an extraordinary life. Now, as I said earlier, personal productivity is the most important skill for the 21st century. Be it a student, be it an entrepreneur, content creator, or anyone else. And I've spent many years for improving my personal productivity. And what I have learned is productivity is not about time. Yeah. It's about mind. Yeah. And you can't get much done in your life if you only work on days you feel good. Think about it. To live your best life, you must be good at personal productivity and must constantly look to improve it. Well, I'm sure the tips I've shared in this video can help you a great deal as it did for me. Remember to focus on being productive instead of being busy. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this episode and make sure to give love to my work and like and share this video. I'll be back with another amazing episode of Living Extraordinary podcast. Till then, this is Shirish signing off. Have an extraordinary day and a life. I'm always with you.